Hey everyone, welcome back. This is part 5 of our file folder journal. And as you could see, I finally decided on what I was going to put behind this embellishment. I found some more burlap this time though in a teal color. It's not really like the blues that are in the rest of the journal, but it still kind of pops a little more than the fabrics I had laid out. So that's what I chose to put behind there now. Let's see. We are going to just pick right up where we left off, which was we had done the memo pad and embellished the front. We are going to now work on some pockets. So we are going to build this pocket right here, and then we're going to pop inside for a moment, and we're going to do this double pocket right here. Okay. So I have collected up some materials to do that. Now, I don't have enough file folder left over from constructing the journal because I only had a few small pieces. We're going to use these for tags later, so I'm still hanging on to them. But I dug around in my stash. I found some used file folder pieces of other projects from whenever. So that's what I'm going to use to build my pockets out of. Here's another file folder that was cut off or something. So I'm going to use that for my pockets. If you don't have any extra file folders, you don't want to cut any up, or you don't have any scraps, a piece of cardstock will do just fine. Or some heavier paper, or double or triple up some book pages to make something sturdy enough to build a pocket out of. Okay. All right, let me grab my ruler and my pencil, and we are going to first build this pocket inside. And it is about 4, I'm just going to say 4. 4 is close enough. But I want to put a gluing flap on it, I think. Let me see, did I do that? No, I didn't. So, nix that idea. We don't need any flaps. We're just going to go 4 inches tall. So I just need a rectangle of something, file folder or cardstock, 4 inches tall, and about the same width as, is this about 4 inches tall? Yeah, it's a little less than 4, but it's close enough for me. Let me cut this off. Bring in my little tiny paper trimmer. My mom got me this for Christmas. Oh, there's a little much for it there at the end for some reason. Probably because I'm not on a very level surface. That might have something to do with it. There we go. That cut a lot better. 4 inches wide, or 4 inches tall. And then we're going to be as wide as our file folder cover, almost. I'm going to come in just a little bit because I don't want it to pinch up in over here in the crease. So I'm just going to back off the crease just a little bit, and I'm going to back off the edge just a hair. I mean, like a tiny, tiny bit. Okay, so there's that. And then if you have one, you could use a circle punch. Don't know which size I used. Maybe that size. That'll work anyway. I don't know if I use that size or not. And we're going to find middle. That looks close enough to middle. Yeah, close enough. And I'm just going to take my circle punch and go partially down and just make a little notch. Okay, with my circle punch. Put that on there, and then for that pocket, I covered it with book page to match. So we're just going to get some of our book page. If you're building yours just like mine, then we're just going to get some of our book page. I'm going to cut that to fit and glue it on. And then just like all of our other pockets that we've made, I want to stitch around the sides and the bottom. Okay, and so I will catch you in a minute. Okay, so we're ready to glue our pocket on, and I'm just going to glue down the sides and across the bottom. I'm excited at how many of you have said that you're going to be making a journal right along with me. So I can't wait to see all your creations. If you post them on Instagram, make sure you tag me, because I'd love to see them. I'm not really on Facebook anymore, much at all. So if you do it over there, I probably won't see it, but I'll see it if you do it on Instagram and you tag me. Or if you do it here on YouTube and you show your project here on YouTube, make sure you tag me. Okay, so there's that pocket. We'll go back and we will make it pretty in just a minute. Let's go inside and we're going to do this double pocket on the inside. So I'm going to move these out of our way so we can get a good look here. I'm just going to stick these in here for now so I don't lose them. So this double pocket is actually made with two rectangles, this rectangle, and then there's another rectangle here that's only about this big. Okay, it doesn't go all the way down to the bottom, though it can. I mean, it's perfectly fine if it does. It just, you know, adds more bulk. So I am going to use, I've got some more scrap file folders from other projects, so that's what I'm going to use again. And again, I want my project, or my pocket, to be just a little bit narrower than my cover piece, than my left cover here. It's just so I don't have any binding up in my bins. So let me, hang on, let me trim this off a little bit. My paper trimmer is so big, I hate bringing it over there. Okay. Now, that fits that way. And then let's do our height. My bottom pocket here, I have as about 3 inches tall. Okay. About 3 inches, close enough. Bring in my little tiny paper trimmer now. And 3 inches is about right there. So that will be the lower pocket. Now I need another pocket behind it. Here, whoops, I'm going the wrong way. Going the wrong way. Turn her around. I want this pocket to be, let me grab my ruler here. Oh, 3 to 3.5 inches. I'm going to go 3 and I'll just split the difference. I'm going to go 3 1/4. Okay. I'm going to label those just so I don't get confused. This one's going to be my back pocket, B for back, F for front. Okay. Now, I'm going to take both of them and I'm going to turn them over and align their tops, their top edge. And the only reason I'm doing that is so that I can punch them with my circle punch for a thumb notch and have it be in the exact same spot. Oh, that doesn't look like it's very much in the center. That's because it's not. Center would be here. There we go. So I'm just holding them together so I can punch through them at the same time, and then I know I'm getting the thumb notch in the same spot. Okay? All right. That one's the back, this one's the front. And then we need to cover them with some decorative paper. Alrighty. So let me bring this in. This one here I covered in book page. This one in the front. This one here. That's not very good grammar. Being very Hoosier again today, aren't I? We have some leftover honeycomb paper, or you should have some leftover honeycomb paper that, oh wow, that is almost perfect. Not quite, but you know what? I may call it close enough. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. Anyway, so I'm going to put some honeycomb paper on this one. I'm going to put some book page paper on this one in the same manner that we just did. And I really am not going to do that one on camera. I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back over here at the sewing machine, and we are going to stitch down the sides of the back pocket, okay, the bigger one that's going to go in the back. We're just doing down the sides. So I'm just going to run down this side, and rather than undoing that and trimming the threads and then coming back over to the other, I'm going to bring in my other one, okay? Now I'm going to go down the side of this one. This is the front pocket, the one that's going to be on the bottom. I'm running down the side of it, across the bottom, up the side. See how they're attached? That's okay. We're going to cut them apart. But doing it like this saves you a lot of thread. Back up the side. And now I don't need to sew across the bottom. It's not going to show. It's going to be tucked behind. I only needed to sew up the side of this one. So now I'm just going to bring it back in and keep continuing with my stitching. Okay. Now I'm going to pull them out of my machine and trim my threads. And now I'm going to cut them apart. And the only reason I did it that way is just because every time you take that piece out and start a new piece, you've got a trail of threads. And so you're just, you know, you're just wasting thread. So not that thread's that expensive, but all right, let me bring you back around to the desk. Okay, so I wasn't going to be doing any more of the sewing on camera, but I worked out a quick and easy solution to move my camera back and forth on a overhead arm that I have. So that's what I'm doing. So this is my, okay, wait a minute, hang on. I need to get an idea. Back pocket, this is my back pocket. This is my front pocket. And now I need to, let me move you. Need to hold my bottom one where it's going to go. Okay, I've got it centered, put into place. This one I'm going to tuck behind it. Make sure they're lined up nicely on the sides, left and right. And I'm just going to see, I want it to tuck all the way behind. I don't want to show any gaps. So I'm probably about, see how far down I am? Maybe about 1.25 inches down behind the other one. All right. I'm just going to hold that in place and see how I like it. I like that. I like that look. And this time I'm just going to mark along the bottom edge of that pocket, and the only reason I'm doing that is so that I know where it goes after I pull it up. And I'm only putting glue down the sides, not the bottom, because if I put glue down the bottom, then I've created two little short pockets, and I want this pocket in the back to be deep, so I want everything to run past it. So don't put any glue on the bottom. You're only putting glue on the sides. Okay, I'm going to line it back up on my line. That was my helper line, so I know where to put it back. And that is about where it was. Okay, I'll show you what I mean about deep pocket and short pocket and so on. So I didn't put any glue down here. So that way, when I've tucked things in my pockets, whatever I put in this pocket, it has the room to go all the way down to here. See, I'm able to put long stuff in the back. And then short things will go in the front. Okay, that's why I'm doing that. Now I'm going to go down the side, across the bottom, and back up the side. And I'm just making sure it's lined up on the edges so it looks nice. Okay, so that's those two pockets. All right. Okay, let that dry before I mess with it too much. And we are going to go back to the front again now that this is all dry. And we're going to work on the next part, but I'm going to gather my materials. I'll be right back. Okay, so we are going to work on decorating this up just like our other one and making this journal card over here. So I'm in my little pack of embellishments that came with this paper crafting kit. The description box below will have the name of this kit. It is a Hobby Lobby paper kit. So I'm going to use this one. If you're decorating the same as me, then I'm just letting you know which ones I'm using, but please go ahead and use whatever paper and embellishments you want to. Make this little journal your own. And I'm using this bee. And where'd my sanding block go? I think I showed you this in the last video. These are so shiny and new looking, and we can't use shiny and new, so I kind of grungy them up a little bit. So I'm just going to kind of knock the shine off a little bit. Okay, and I'm going to do the same with the little bee. I have to be careful with his little legs and antenna, though. I got a little heavy-handed on the other one, I think. Okay, I'm just going to ink up my edges a little bit, give it a little bit of grunginess, a little vintage look. Because why not? So in my other one, I just glued them straight on. No layering, no anything. But I was thinking this time, maybe it would be fun. I don't know. I have some of this lace here. So this roll lace, check out the video before this one. It's a little small craft haul I had from Hobby Lobby where I got a roll of this lace. But, you know, whatever, fabric, lace, cheesecloth, something. And I think it looks cute having a little bit of fabric or lace behind it. Just kind of makes it a little girly, add that little feminine touch. And not that it's necessary. Just going to put a spot of glue under that. And then some glue on my bee. I don't know if you've noticed, my chair is getting louder and louder all the time. One of these days I'm going to end up on the floor in here. Hopefully I'm not on camera with you guys when that happens. Okay. Yeah, I kind of like the little bit of, yeah, got a little bit of lace just kind of sticking out there. And do I need it over here? Yeah, I might. Why not? The other thing I was thinking about that you could do would be to take some ribbon, and you could always glue a string of ribbon down like that, and then glue this on. It kind of looks like it's like the little beehive is hanging. I don't know, just some ideas, something to play around with. Or you could do some pattern paper right here. Could do that, couldn't I? Well, I don't have any handy. I don't have any strips handy, so we're going to leave it like it is, I think. But I will go ahead and put that little bit of lace back there, because why not? I know I didn't do it on the original one. I'm changing things up slightly, but I'm just giving you some different decorating ideas. I can think about layering. And all right, now I'm just popping that down on my lace, and now I'm going to put another layer of glue on this side of the lace. I mean, some of it will soak through, but some of it won't, so I'm just going to do a little bit. And got that right down there. Okay, I'll let that dry. Now let's make the journaling card that goes inside this pocket. And it looks like this. So I'm just using some book page, 2 book pages, and I've glued them together to give some thickness to it. So I'm going to set this out of the way. Grab some book page. And let me see, how wide is it? Yeah, I'm going to do two pages rather than folding it in half. I'm going to glue these together. I'm just going to glue them both together, the whole thing. I might want some more text that's double-sided, or 2 thicknesses, so I'm just going to do the whole page. All right, it's really not as much glue as it looked like. I get some questions sometimes on what glue I'm using. I am using Beacon 3-in-1 glue, which is a lot like Beacon Fabrifix or Fabri-Tac. It's a non-water-based glue, so it doesn't make your pages wrinkle or bubble or get wet feeling. It dries instantly. It feels a little cold at first, and then it just dries instantly with no warping. See how straight this is? No warping. Like sometimes water-based glue does that, but use whatever glue you're comfortable using, or double-sided tape, or whatever. Use whatever adhesive you want to use. This does stink, and it's, you know, I don't know, it's probably not good for you. So okay, so my journaling card is 3 3/4 by 6 3/4. 3 3/4 by 6 3/4. Check that one more time. Yep. 3 3/4 by 6 3/4. 3/4 or 3 3/4 by 6 3/4. That's the size of my journaling card. So I'm going to trim my book page to be that size, okay? And I will come right back. Okay, that is the same size as that one now. And then I've got some extra, you know, that we just cut off. I'm going to hang on to it since it's already glued together, and I might want it for something in a bit. So I rounded the corners on my journaling card just because I like that look. If you're interested in which corner rounder I'm using the Crocodile Corner Chomper. We Are Memory Keepers Crocodile Corner Chomper. It has a 1/4 inch and a 1/2 inch corner chomping. Don't suppose it matters which side I use. Okay. Then the next thing I put on here, I used some lined paper. So that my journaling card would have lines to write on. You don't have to use lined paper. You could use regular paper, coffee dyed paper, whatever you want to do, or you don't have to put any extra paper on it at all if you don't want to. But I am going to do mine just like I did the other. And so I'm just going to cut my lined paper to fit inside my outer one. Okay. Bring my little paper trimmer over here. This is so handy, having a small paper trimmer for doing smaller pieces of paper and not having to lug my big paper trimmer around everywhere. Okay, so that's a little bit smaller than my journaling card. I'm going to do the corner chomper again. Okay, that will get inked up and glued on there, and my card will get inked up. And then the other thing that I used in the process was the paper that we used on the inside. This paper, that's what I used on the corner here. So I'm going to find my scrap piece of that. There it is. There's my little offcut. And it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to tear some off. Well, actually, I wanted it to be a little bit bigger than that. But you know what? That's fine. I'm going to leave it just like that. It gives just enough decorative prettiness in the corner and still leaves plenty of lined paper to write on. I do want to go ahead and corner chomp that. And it just gives me a little bit of decoration in the corner. So those all need inked up and glued together. And then the very last thing is I used this little sticker right here in the kit, and I placed that up there at the top. So I'm going to ink these up and glue them together and come right back. Okay, all we have left to do is put this sticker on. There we go. All right, let me put these back where they go. This is my sample journal. I'll put this card back in here. Okay, and put this one in my new journal. If you have like some cute little words or inspiration quotes or something, that would be cute down here in the corner too. Just an idea. Okay, that's all the time we have for today. When we come back in the next video, we're going to make these 2 tags here in the front for these 2 pockets. Depending on how much time we have, maybe we'll be able to do the tags that go inside here. Okay guys, I will see you next time. Bye-bye.